Building 7 wasn't on any map, but every night at 3:33 a.m., I had to patrol it anyway.
Welcome back to Sinister Tales, where every story has a twist at the end. Tonight, I'm sharing something that arrived in our inbox last week. A security guard's final incident report from the Meridian Corporate Complex. The sender claimed they found it stuffed behind a locker in the abandoned security office. What you're about to hear, well, let's just say some jobs ask for more than just your time.
My name is Marcus Reed. I've been a night security guard for 12 years. I've worked hospitals, warehouses, schools, you name it. But nothing prepared me for the Meridian Corporate Complex. The job posting was simple enough. Night security, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., monitoring 6 office buildings. The pay was incredible, almost double the standard rate. During my interview, the security manager, a thin man named Henderson, kept emphasizing one thing.
Building 7 has special protocols. You must follow them exactly.
I should have walked out then, but rent was due and my daughter needed braces. So I took the card, took the job, and took my place in that glass security booth every night for 3 weeks without incident. The complex was modern, all glass and steel, with buildings numbered 1 through 6 arranged in a perfect hexagon. Each one identical. 10 floors, rooftop access, connected by covered walkways. My job was simple. Monitor the cameras, do hourly rounds, check badge access logs. But that laminated card haunted me. Building 7 protocols. Building 7 patrol occurs only at 3:33 a.m. Enter through east entrance only. Complete patrol in exactly 15 minutes. Do not deviate from marked route. Do not investigate sounds. Do not use elevators. If you see yourself on the monitors, close your eyes and count to 10. The thing is, there was no Building 7. I'd walked that complex 100 times. 6 buildings, no more, no less. I even checked the property maps, the architectural plans in the main office. 6 buildings. The other guards, day shift guys, just shrugged when I asked.
Probably some corporate hazing thing. Just set an alarm for 3:33 and walk around Building 6 twice. Easy money.
So that's what I did. For 3 weeks, my phone would buzz at 3:33 a.m. I'd do an extra patrol of Building 6, log it as Building 7 inspection complete, and move on. Henderson never said anything during our weekly check-ins. I figured Rodriguez was right. Then came the night of October 13th. The shift started normally. Light rain against the windows, the hum of computers on standby, the occasional car passing on the distant highway. I was settled in the security booth, watching the monitors cycle through empty hallways and parking lots. At 3:32 a.m., I stood up, stretched, and prepared for my fake Building 7 patrol. That's when I noticed it. On monitor 7, which had always shown static, there was an image, a hallway, but not like the others in the complex. This one was wrong. The walls were the color of old teeth. The fluorescent lights flickered with a sickly yellow glow. And the floor looked wet. Dark stains spread across institutional tiles like spilled ink. My phone buzzed. 3:33 a.m. I stared at monitor 7. At the bottom of the screen, in pixelated white text, Building 7, East Entrance unlocked. This is ridiculous, I thought. Someone's playing a prank. But my hand was already reaching for the access card. My feet were already moving toward the door. Because here's the thing about night security. You follow protocols, even stupid ones, even impossible ones, because the one time you don't, I stepped outside. The rain had stopped, but the air felt thick, almost syrupy. The complex looked normal. Buildings 1 through 6 in their perfect hexagon, lit by safety lights. But as I walked toward the east side of the property, toward the gap between Building 6 and 1, where nothing should be, there it was. Building 7, squatted in a space that couldn't exist. It was older than the others, made of brown brick and narrow windows. It looked like it had been there for decades, weathered and worn, pressing against the modern buildings like a rotten tooth in a perfect smile. The east entrance was a heavy metal door, painted industrial green, with a single bulb casting a cone of harsh light. The door was open, just a crack, just enough. Do not deviate from marked route. Inside, yellow tape arrows were stuck to the floor, leading down a hallway that matched what I'd seen on the monitor. That wet, dark floor, those flickering lights. The smell hit me immediately, something between a hospital and a slaughterhouse. I followed the arrows. The building's layout made no sense. Hallways branched off at impossible angles. Doors were numbered in sequences that hurt to look at. 301, 2.5, -14, infinity? The ceiling was too low in some places, forcing me to duck, then suddenly vaulted like a cathedral. And the sounds, do not investigate sounds. From behind the doors came noises that weren't quite human. Wet breathing, scratching, something that might have been singing if songs could rot. In one room, I heard typing, fast, desperate typing that never stopped. In another, a phone rang and rang and rang, the sound getting more distorted with each ring until it became a scream. I kept my eyes on the yellow arrows, checked my watch. 5 minutes in. The route led me up a stairwell where the steps were different heights, some inches, some feet. My legs burned, my chest hurt, but I climbed because the arrows pointed up, and you follow protocols. 3rd floor. The hallway here was different, cleaner, more like the modern buildings. For a moment, I felt relief. Then I saw the security monitors mounted on the wall. They showed me. Not just me walking down the hallway. Me from 5 minutes ago entering the building. Me from an hour ago in the security booth. Me from last week, last month. Me as a child playing in my grandmother's garden. Me at my daughter's birth. Me old and gray, lying in a hospital bed. Me in places I'd never been, doing things I'd never done. And in every monitor, in every version of me, something was wrong with my shadow. If you see yourself on the monitors, close your eyes and count to 10. I squeezed my eyes shut so hard I saw stars. 1, 2, 3. The typing sound was closer now, and voices, hundreds of voices, all speaking in unison, all saying different words, creating a roar of meaningless noise that somehow formed a message in my head.
You're home now. You've always been home.
4, 5, 6. Something brushed against my face, soft, like cobwebs, like fingers. 7, 8, 9. The floor beneath my feet felt different, softer, warmer, breathing. 10. I opened my eyes. The monitors were dark. The hallway was normal. The yellow arrows continued forward. I checked my watch. 12 minutes in. Complete patrol in exactly 15 minutes. I ran. The arrows led me through a break room where coffee cups steamed on tables. Fresh newspapers dated from 1987, 1995, 2003, 2047. Through an office where every computer screen showed the same image, a mouth opening wider and wider and wider. Down another staircase where the walls were covered in employee ID photos, thousands of them, all showing the same person at different ages. It was Henderson, always Henderson. Young, old, male, female, human, not human, but always with those same hollow eyes. 14 minutes. The arrows pointed to a final door. Beyond it, I could see the exit, that green door I'd entered through, still cracked open, showing the normal world outside. But between me and escape was one last room, the security office. Inside, someone was sitting at a desk, facing away from me. They wore a security uniform, my security uniform. They were writing, pens scratching against paper in desperate looping scrawls. I knew who it was before they turned around. It was me, but not me. This version was older, grayer, with eyes that had seen too much. He smiled with too many teeth.
You're early or late. Time's funny in Building 7.
I need to leave.
We all say that.
He gestured to the walls. They were covered in reports, hundreds of them, all in my handwriting, all describing this exact moment.
First time through, you think you can change it. Write a different report. Warn yourself. But you can't, because this already happened, is happening, will happen.
14 minutes, 45 seconds. I'm leaving.
Sure. But you'll be back 3:33 a.m. every night. That's the real protocol. Building 7 doesn't patrol itself.
I ran for the exit. Behind me, I heard him return to writing. The scratch of pen on paper. The sound of inevitability. I burst through the green door and into the rain. The normal, beautiful rain. Building 7 was gone. Just that empty space between Building 6 and 1. I stumbled back to the security booth, my uniform soaked with rain, and something else. Something that smelled like old copper and fresh fear. Monitor 7 showed static. I sat down, tried to breathe, tried to think. At 3:48 a.m. exactly, I wrote in the log, Building 7 inspection complete. Then I noticed the paper on my desk. My handwriting. Fresh ink. Incident report. Building 7 presents a temporal anomaly. Multiple versions of security staff observed. Recommend immediate evacuation of complex. Do not trust Henderson. Do not trust the protocols. Do not trust yourself. The building is hungry. It feeds at 3:33. I hadn't written it, but I would, someday. I finished my shift, went home, hugged my daughter, called in sick the next night and the next. But I knew I'd go back, because every night at 3:33 a.m., I dream of yellow arrows and wet floors and monitors showing every possible version of me. All of them walking, all of them following protocols, all of them feeding the building. Henderson called yesterday. He was understanding, said they'd hold my position, said Building 7 had been asking for me. Buildings don't ask for things.
No, but Building 7 isn't really a building, is it, Marcus?
I hung up, but I know I'll go back, because that's what the report says. The one I haven't written yet. The one I've already written 1,000 times. The one you're reading now. If you work night security and you see a posting for the Meridian Corporate Complex, don't take it. The pay isn't worth it. Nothing is worth it. But you'll take it anyway, because someone has to patrol Building 7. And Building 7 is always hungry.
If you made it this far, you're braver than most. Maybe you're thinking it's just a story. Maybe you're right. But maybe you should check what time it is right now. Is it 3:33? That's scratching you here? That's probably just the rain. Probably. Follow the trail to more stories by subscribing to Sinister Tales. And remember, Tale Keepers, sweet dreams. And watch out for what's lurking behind you.